In this Track and Trade High Finance Trading Training video, I want to talk to you about the limit order, or sometimes referred to as the stop limit. Now let's talk about the limit order. The limit order is very similar to our stop order in that it's not filled until the market touches the price in which we set the limit price at. Now the limit order is just the opposite of the stop. Remember when we did the stop order, we placed our order to get into the market, and let's do that again. Let's come in here and place our market order, and we're going to buy 50 shares of our Red Hat stock at the market, and we're going to it's going to be a market order, so the price doesn't matter because we're going to get filled on the first opportunity, and it's going to be good till canceled. We hit OK. Now we're going to wait until the order is filled. We're now going to place our stop order, just like we learned in our previous video. We're going to place our stop order, and we place that behind the market. So we're going to sell 50 on a stop, and of course a stop is not filled until the market hits that price, and we hit OK. So the market has to touch that price before that order is filled, and it would get us out of the market if the market turned and came against us. Now what's a limit order? A limit order says, well, what if the market comes out to a specific distance? Now we've got several analytical tools that can kind of help us know how far a market can move. But let's just use one of the simplest ones, and it's our 1, 2, 3 tool. And we can come in here, and we click on this tool, and we say, okay, this tool has let's go to the properties, and has a prediction on it. And it says this market, based on this previous move, will have a tendency to go out to this price right here. Okay? And sometimes I like to come over here and take the crosshair tool and put the crosshair tool in there. And it gives us kind of a point in time, a price and a time in which we expect the market to be up around that area somewhere. Now it doesn't have to go right through the little dot, but it's up in that area. The price is what's important. We expect the market to go to that price. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, I want a limit order will limit my profits. And that's really what it's kind of doing. It's taking a target and saying, get me out of the market once the market hits this price. Now there are advantages, obviously, and disadvantages to doing this. The advantage is that the market will run up, maybe touch that price, you'll get out just as it turns around and comes back down, and the money that you would lose as it turns and comes back down and hits your stop loss money is the amount of money you're trying to capture with a limit order. Now, the problem with the limit order is, of course, if the market goes up and touches your limit and gets you out and then continues higher, you lose potential profit, right? So there's advantages and disadvantages to both of these types of order placement styles. But let's give you an example of one and show you how it works. Let's come in here and we're going to place a limit order. And we're going to place our limit order right about to just inside of where that target point was. Okay? And we're going to say we are going to sell 50, and we're going to put a limit or stop limit, and I like to just refer to them as limit profit limits. I mean, limit profits, that's really what they are. It's limiting your profit because you're limiting out how much money you're going to make at this point with this particular strategy. So let's go ahead and we're going to say we're going to sell our 50 on a limit at 1709, good till canceled. We're going to hit OK. Now we have a strategy where if the market continues higher, we're going to get out when it hits this price. Or if it turns around and comes back against us, we're going to get out when it hits this price. Okay? So now as we move the market forward, we have the advantage of being in the market both directions, and now we got limited out. Okay? We took our profits off of the table at that point. Now we could have, of course, been moving, just like we did in the previous video, we could have been moving our stop up below and protecting ourselves all the way up that move. So we could have been protecting ourselves just like we did before. But we see that we are now out of the market, and we took the profits, and we come over here to close profits, and you can see that we made $73 on this particular move. The disadvantages of this, of course, is that if this market continues higher, as it does in this example, and we notice that it jumped way up here at this point, that we limited our profit potential. Okay? We limited out our profit potential. But you can see how it can be advantageous, too, to put a target area out there ahead of your market to take advantage of rising prices. Now let's do a little what-if scenario. Let's back up here, because another thing that you can do is you can come in and you can take off, you don't have to take off all of your shares. Let's change this. Let's right-click on here. Let's edit our order, and let's only take off 25 of our shares. Okay, and we're going to limit out 25 shares. So at this point, if the market hits our target, we now take off 25 shares, and we're still in the market to take advantage of further profit potential. Of course, if we do that, we want to also make sure we change our stop order, and we have to come in here and we edit our order and change our stop order over to 25, because we're now only long, or in the market long, with 25 shares. So now, as the market moves forward, we are still in the market with 25 shares, but we closed out. So we can see in our open profits we still have 25 shares making the additional profits, but we closed out and took profits off the table at our projected level, and we took half the profits off the table with our limit order. And that's how limit orders work.